Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and especially today, the Pittsburgh Pirates. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Did not think after Super Bowl Sunday yesterday that we will be up early here on this Monday morning with some exhilarating baseball news. The jokes were made last night as soon as the clock hit triple zeros in that Super Bowl game. Everybody was like, all right, baseball season, here we go. Let's get it going. We thought something was going to happen with the Pittsburgh Pirates last night. There were rumors surrounding the Buccos making a deal. That deal was a trade. We will talk about that in a little bit, but they make one last big splash on the free agent market. They struck out on Kyle Schwarber. They struck out on Kazuma Okamoto. They struck out on Eugenio Suarez. All was thought to be lost for the Pirates in adding a power right-handed bat to the lineup until today. They get it done. Breaking news from all the MLB insiders out there, but I think it was this gentleman here, Mike Rodriguez, who's an MLB insider and an analyst for the Chicago Cubs. I believe he was the first to break the news. Designated hitter Marcell Ozuna is a Pittsburgh Pirate. The Bucks finally get that right-handed power bat that they have been searching for all offseason long. And this one tells a lot about what the Pirates are looking to do. That, of course, is compete for the playoffs here in 2026. We went into the offseason for the Buccos saying, if you really want to get serious with this Paul Skeens window that you have and this phenomenal pitching staff that you have, you need to add bats. And you need to add them in a big way. You at least need two, maybe even three major league bats to add to your lineup. They started off the offseason trading for Brandon Lau, a phenomenal trade for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They then signed Ryan O'Hearn, their first multi-year free agent signing since 2016. And then they cap it off with a one-year, $12 million deal for one Marcell Ozuna, one of the more prestigious power designated hitters in the MLB over the last 5 years. Had a bit of a down year last year, but even then for Ozuna, in what was considered a down year for him, I believe he hit 21 home runs. So that tells you about the floor of this acquisition being very, very high. Marcell Ozuna, if you are getting the prime Ozuna of recent memory, going back to the 2013, 2014 seasons, you had Ozuna in those two seasons hit 79 home runs and was a 7.8 wins above replacement player per baseball savant. Ozuna, it is a one-year, $12 million deal. We're sort of going to be bouncing all over the place here. Right-handed hitter, 35 years old. So, again, the Pirates here, they've had it for a while with Andrew McCutchen. We'll get into Kutch here in a little bit, I promise. But the Pirates, they seem to be going back to that sort of strictly having a designated hitter guy. Ozuna, 35. I don't think he's played any outfield, if barely any, with the Atlanta Braves over the past few years, but he does bring a ton of pop to this lineup. That power was, quite frankly, not existent the last two seasons, especially last season. Pirates, one of the worst offenses in baseball. Now, in one offseason, they add two all-stars in Lau and O'Hearn, and they add one of the best power right-handed bats in baseball, maybe, in Ozuna. So improving their lineup tenfold here this offseason. Ozuna, in his 13 seasons with the Miami Marlins, St. Louis Cardinals, and Atlanta Braves, 296 home runs, nearly 1,000 RBIs. He's just under 950 right now at 948. He puts together a half-decent season with the Bucs. He will hit that 1,000 RBI mark. He hit 232 last year with 21 home runs, 68 RBIs. Again, by his standards and by the analysis of insiders and all that everywhere, this was a down season last year for Ozuna. But before that, 39 home runs, 104 RBIs in 2024. So Ozuna, even at his lowest, 21 home runs, 68 RBIs, you would have done crazy things, damn near unspeakable things, to get that in your lineup last year if you were the Pittsburgh Pirates, just to help out the pitching staff at least a little bit. We think back how many 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 games that these Pirates lost. Had they just scored, 3 to 4 runs in a game, how many more they would have won. Ozuna, if you were to put him in that lineup, it would have increased the offensive production exponentially. But now he is here finally, I guess better late than never, with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It is a 1-year, $12 million deal, of course, pending a physical per John Heyman. This here from Alex Stumpf, who is now formerly of the MLB.com outstanding Pirates beat writer. He does bring in a little bit of downside with this signing. Ozuna, his bat speed did drop by nearly 1.5 miles per hour last year. His slugging percentage, that dropped a little bit as well. I doubt that's, nothing more than, something that comes with age here. But you do get the power when he does get a hold of the ball. It goes a long way. And now he gets to boost this lineup with Ryan O'Hearn and Brandon Lau, and the Pirates looking good. Their hypothetical projected starting opening day lineup as of right now, and this is with the Pirates doing no other moves yet for the time being. If they were to take the field and it's opening day tomorrow in New York against the Mets, this is how the Pirates would line up offensively. You'd have probably still Spencer Horwitz playing first base. Brandon Lau, he is your second baseman. Brian Reynolds in right. Got Ryan O'Hearn in left. I think I would rather switch those. We saw Reynolds go to right field last year. His defensive production dropped a little bit, so maybe putting him back out in left field would do him at least a little bit of good. Marcell Ozuna, he would be your DH, and I think you're probably looking close to your everyday DH. I mean, not sure what his splits are, righty against lefty, but that power, you cannot just, have it be a platoon guy in there DHing every day, and then maybe once or twice every few weeks you get him in the field. So I think Ozuna is penciled, maybe even sharpied in as your everyday DH. O'Neal Cruz, of course, will be your center fielder. Right now, I'm going to have Nick Gonzalez at shortstop, though we know that could change on a dime. Connor Griffin reported way earlier this offseason that he would be giving a fair chance at being the opening day shortstop. We'll see if that comes to fruition. If you can all of a sudden add 3 nice pickups in the offseason, an all-star second baseman via trade in Lau, and then 2 good free agent signings in O'Hearn and Ozuna, add Connor Griffin in there, and this lineup all of a sudden goes from the outhouse to the penthouse just like that. Also, Jared Triolo, your third baseman, and then right now, catcher. I mean, who's to say who the catcher is going to be, honestly? Right now, you still have Joey Bart on roster. He's been mentioned in a few trade rumors recently. We'll get into those trade rumors in a minute. Henry Davis, he's still there. Down season last year for Hank, especially with the bat, but his defense picked up. You got Andy Rodriguez coming back from, I believe, elbow surgery. And then, of course, you picked up Rafael Flores at last year's trade deadline for David Bednar. So you right now got a 4-player logjam at the catcher position. But hey, with the Pirates here, if that's the case, if all these positions shake out the way they are, I don't think we can really complain. Rather have too much of a good problem than not enough. And for this 6-year rebuild that feels never ending, that hopefully we are coming out on the other side of, you're hoping that this is going to be a good thing, that the Pirates have all these players and they need to sift through them. Reason why I wanted to bring up Joey Bart right there in trade rumors is that this was the big addition that we were not expecting the Pirates to make in the past 24 hours. It was just yesterday we were getting reports from, I believe it was Chandler Rome, nice MLB insider, covers the Houston Astros a little bit. He came out with a report yesterday saying that trade talks were intensifying around Isaac Paredes, another right-handed bat, little bit of power to him, third baseman from the Houston Astros. And he said, Chandler Rome did, that the Pirates and Red Sox were the 2 teams that were in on Chandler. He also added here, Chandler said that the Astros have shown interest in Joey Bart, and also there were mentions of prospect, mainly left-hander Hunter Barco, his name I saw a ton. So we were expecting yesterday, with this trade talks intensifying, when they intensify, it usually means that a deal is going to get done right there and then. So we were all night last night looking at the phone during the Super Bowl and all that, wondering, all right, is Ben Cherington going to do what he always does, make deals at awkward times? But nope, didn't happen. We went to bed, and now we wake up today here with Marcell Ozuna as your new Pirates designated hitter. No Isaac Paredes yet. We'll see if this $12 million going to Ozuna at all, changes the Pirates going after Paredes and his salary. Another thing, though, and this is the obvious thing here with this Marcell Ozuna hiring, is that I think this spells the end of the Andrew McCutchen era, unfortunately. It's been a weird offseason for Kutch. It was, from Ben Cherington, yes, we need to improve our roster. We need to make the playoffs, full stop. That's a real quote from Pirates president Travis Williams. And everything they were saying, Pirates fans were wondering, how does Andrew McCutchen, fit into this scenario? And Kutch, down year last year, but he was still the best bat on one of the worst offenses in the entire MLB. So we didn't know what was going to happen. I think we all figured that if something was going to get done with Kutch, it would have been around this time before spring training starts. But now you bring in Ozuna. There's no real roster spot left for McCutchen. He was going to be mainly a designated hitter. He and some others still say he can play defense, but you're not going to make him your everyday right fielder or anything like that right now. So as much as it pains me to say it, I don't think Andrew McCutchen will be making a return to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2026. He did post a video yesterday, did Kutch, a very cryptic video going over all his career highlights, and it showed him training like he's going to want to continue playing baseball. Kutch even said so on social media posts this offseason, stuff like, you're going to need to rip the jersey off of me to get me to stop playing. So I don't really know what the future holds for Andrew McCutchen anymore, and I wonder if he's wondering the same thing right now. Wish him all the best, and honestly, you're going to have some true diehard Pittsburgh Pirates fans, especially when this team was last successful, the 2013 to 2015 run. You're going to have fans like that be up in arms about McCutchen not being brought back, especially if, say a few months from now, Ozuna to begin the season is struggling. But keeping things, I guess, on a positive note here, we at least should be a little bit thankful to have had Kutch back again. When he was traded back in the day, thought, no chance Andrew McCutchen ever returns to the Pirates. Came back, 2022 season, in what was thought to be with Kutch a one-year farewell tour. That turned into 3 years. That's 2 years more than most would have predicted Kutch returning to Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, in that time, mainly due to the incompetence of this front office not adding and having an offseason like this back when Paul Skeens first made his MLB debut. Unfortunately, those seasons that McCutchen came back to win here in Pittsburgh came by and flew by without anything good coming of it. So wish Kutch nothing but the best here. I mean, I'm not sure what the future holds for him, but I'm hoping that everything turns out all right, and want to thank him, want to be, speaking on all Pirates fans, appreciative of what Kutch did here, because it seems like it's been a falling out type of offseason between him and the organization. Fans still love you, Kutch. Do not doubt that for 1 second. Looking for any more news here on Marcell Ozuna. In the meantime, 15 of you in here right now. Welcome into the live stream. The breaking news: Marcell Ozuna, designated hitter, a 1-year, $12 million deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates. You add in, what did Ryan O'Hearn sign for? He was, 2 years, $20 million, something like that for O'Hearn. So you've had the Pirates now, all of a sudden, if you were to combine all of their free agent acquisitions together, I think $7 or $8 million went to Gregory Soto. That's 20 right there. If you add in Ozuna and then you add O'Hearn on top of it, you're looking at least $30 million in free agency the Pittsburgh Pirates have added this offseason, and that's a good thing. And also, it's not like the Bucks have subtracted salary this offseason. Yeah, they dumped a bunch of salary trading Key Brian Hayes and David Bednar at the trade deadline last year, but they have filled it, and now with the Ozuna, they have filled that money they traded away, or that they added and then some with Ozuna. So probably $30 million around that mark the Pirates have added this offseason. Imagine that. Who would have thought it? To the comment section here, Freight Train, I don't believe it. That means no catch indeed, Freight Train. I'm afraid that it does. But again, it's what's the whole saying here? Smile that it happened. Don't cry that it's over. Something like that. So I want to thank Kutch again and appreciate it. But again, going back to Ben Cherington's comments, as harsh as they seemed a few weeks ago when Cherington had a press conference, I think it was for the O'Hearn signing right after Christmas. Cherington said, you know, we love Kutch, but we got to improve the roster in many, many ways. And he's did that. I'm not going to, you know, give Cherington too much hell for not bringing back McCutchen when he did exactly what he wanted to do, improve this roster, add 3 bona fide major league bats, and you may be adding the hottest prospect in baseball, the most highly touted prospect, since some people are saying Mike Trout and Fernando Tatis Jr. to your lineup as well. So cannot be upset with that as well. Isn't PNC a favorable ballpark for right-handed hitters? Some say yes, some say no. Freight Train. I do think with Ozuna, it doesn't matter. He has that much light tower power. Does Ozuna? So PNC favorable ballpark. If he could hit that left center notch a bunch, Ozuna can. I'd be very, very happy with that. Definitely Ozuna. I think he's more of a pull hitter too. Same thing with Isaac Paredes, who the Pirates have been in on for a trade. And also another thing just came to mind here. This Ozuna signing, you had $12 million in salary. Pirates yesterday with the Red Sox reported interest in Isaac Paredes. Could the Bucks, was this their, they get some sort of inklage that, hey, writing's on the wall, Paredes isn't going to come to Pittsburgh, they're asking too much, or the Red Sox are going to make a blow their socks off offer, and the Pirates said, all right, let's just pivot and get this deal done now before anyone else can swoop in here. So I wonder if that's a component of this as well. The Pirates did their due diligence, made their offer for Paredes, too rich for their blood. Now they pivot here to Ozuna and are just going to roll with Jared Triolo at third base here. Thomas Dowdy here. Welcome, Thomas. Welcome back. 17 of you in here. Please hit that subscribe button on your way. And good morning. Unfortunately, I am not a Pirates fan out of the Pittsburgh teams, but blame WGN. Grew up in South Florida, and the Cubbies was on when I got out of school, so they became my team. Thomas, I didn't know you were a Chicago Cubbies fan. I mean, the Cubs, in terms of my NL Central hatred meter, Cubs are somewhere floating between the Brewers and the Cardinals. The Cardinals I hate least. The Reds I hate the most. So you're like third on my list in terms of Pirates rivalry hate meter, something like that. But you guys did add a big bat this offseason. I think you scared the crap out of a lot of NL Central teams, adding Alex Bregman. Wish the Pirates would have, added a Eugenio Suarez or someone like that to compete and negate that Bregman signing. But I guess we're going to need to settle for, instead of one big guy like a Bregman or a Suarez, we settle for filler guys like Lau, O'Hearn, Ozuna. All those guys could come together, help form out this lineup here. Freight Train here. Yeah, I'll take Ozuna over Kutch. We have to win now, and he's better to get us there. Agreed. I mean, again, love Kutch, but just last year still has an eye. Don't want to take that trade away from McCutchen. Still one of the best eyes in zone awareness players in the game. I thought he, on this Pirates roster, would have done outstanding with the ABS balls and strikes system this year. But again, kind of like Ozuna and what Alex Stump said, Kutch looked like his swing was starting to slow down a little bit. Even DHing, you could see that he was, starting to slow down on the base pass a little bit. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got double breaking news. We have double breaking news. I just have my phone right here, and I've got... Oh, no, never mind. That's not what it is. I saw trade news, and I said the Boston Red Sox... I saw a trade news notification here from Jeff Passan. It said, trade news, The Boston Red Sox are acquiring third baseman Caleb Durbin in a trade with the Milwaukee Brewers. I thought that was going to say Isaac Paredes, so my bad there. I jumped the gun a little bit. So the Red Sox and the Brewers are making a trade, division rival of the Bucks, sending their third baseman Durbin to the Red Sox. Left-hander Kyle Harris, infielder David Hamilton, and left-hander Shane Drohan are the three-player package headed back to Milwaukee. So I got to be honest here. Two pitchers, some still with potential left-handers, and an infielder, David Hamilton. That's a nice return for Caleb Durbin if I'm the Brewers there. So they come in here, rain on the Pirates parade a little bit here, and they make a move of their own. MLB, they have officially made it. They have made it official. Ozuna to the Bucks per Mark Feinsand, 1-year deal pending a physical. So the big news continues to roll on here. I guess now that football is over, MLB says, all right, we're taking over with a bang. Here comes all the big moves. We shall see. But back to your comment here, Freight Train. Yeah, Ozuna over Kutch. In most, of their traits and skills, Ozuna at this point in his career outranks Kutch, and Ozuna's a little bit younger. Kutch is 38, Ozuna is 35. So maybe you do get some last moments of a career, last years of a career production out of Ozuna. We shall see. Wonder if this neon green arm sleeve that he always had forever in his career, I wonder if that makes it to Pittsburgh. See if he wears that. That'd be probably a sick look with some of the Pirates uniforms. Thomas Dowdy here, solid pickup for y'all though. Agreed. Ozuna is a solid pickup. Raises the floor of this offense, which the floor last year was a basement and then maybe dig a trench halfway to China. That's how low the floor was for the offense last year. The ceiling wasn't too much higher than that either. But yeah, this pickup here, just like the O'Hearn, just like the Lau signing, are they going to be game breakers? Is Ozuna, O'Hearn, Lau, are they going to be franchise direction alterers? No. You save that for guys like Connor Griffin. You save it for Paul Skeens, who's already done that. You save it for O'Neal Cruz if he finally been training a lot this offseason, if he rounds into a 5-tool player on an every given day basis. So, yeah. Do they change the Pirates into a contender for the next 3 to 4 years? I won't say that, but could they help the Pirates in the short term in this Paul Skeens window and ultimately before the MLB lockout coming up here in 2027? They do. Like to see that the Pirates are saying, hey, we don't know what the future is with baseball, and we don't know what our future is going to look like, what the likelihood is of keeping our guys after this new CBA agreement comes with this lockout. So, hey, let's go all in here, and then we'll go from there. So, love that, bringing in Ozuna and Pirates adding, finally, a right-handed power bat. When's the last power right-handed bat that you could think of for the Pirates? Lots of people will go to Jose Alvarez. Maybe you can make a case for Marlon Byrd or Jung Ho Gong, something like that. But the Pirates, no power right from that right-handed part of the plate in years. And now they get, I think still at 35 years old, power doesn't, fade away in an instant here. I think you still got one of the more power-hitting right-handed bats. He's going to hit a few bombs at PNC Park this year. I think he might hit one into the back bullpen, the Pirates bullpen out there in left center field. He might put one in the rotunda down the left field line, put one in the second deck up closer to the scoreboard in left field. Looking forward to this here. Freight Train here. Was Bell a right-hander? He was a switch. I wasn't going to count switch hitters in the strictly right-handed power bats. Bell was a switch. Brian Reynolds, he has a tiny bit of pop from the right side of the plate, not as much from the left in my opinion, but he's a switch hitter as well. So I was going strictly, right-handed batters here. Freight Train here. If our guy comes up from AAA and is as advertised, Triolo on the corner at third, it isn't terrible. Rather have that. Yeah, if you can get Connor Griffin up here to be your shortstop, like I said, you're looking at an outfield of maybe, it depends on what you do at first base, I think. Do you put Horwitz there at first base, keep him there? Do you put O'Hearn at first base? I don't know. But your outfield, it's looking at O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Ryan O'Hearn, mix in some Jake Mangum and some Justinson Garcia. Your infield right now, in terms of guys who have been in the big leagues, Triolo, Nick Gonzalez, Brandon Lau, Horwitz, and then maybe you add in a Connor Griffin as well. That is going to be a hell of a infield right there. I especially love, getting what you said there, having Triolo with Griffin. I think having a Gold Glove guy over there would do wonders for the young kid getting acclimated to the big leagues. And then catcher is what it is here, but this lineup better. The defense, outfield maybe, but the infield defense I think is a little bit better than it was last year as well. Great additions here by the Bucks this offseason. Freight Train here, a lukewarm bat and no glove. Yeah, rather have that than a lukewarm bat with no glove. Yeah, agreed. Rather take the Triolo glove if you're going to make an addition like this and bring up Connor Griffin. Have just Triolo be the web gem, put him in the 8 or 9 hole in your lineup, and you'll live with what production he can give you here. Thomas here, not against the Pirates at all. Root for the Cubbies. Y'all gave us one of our best third basemen of all time, Aramis Ramirez. Don't remind me. Don't remind us, Thomas. Do not remind us. We've already been through enough hell as Pirates fans. When we get to the pearly gold gates of heaven one day, whatever angel is there, granting you access or not, he's going to say, oh, Pirates fan, yeah, we'll count that as time served in hell. Go ahead on in. So, don't remind us. We're positive today. We are positive Pirates fans. Let us be happy. See the smile? We rarely get to do this when wearing the Pirate P for too long here. So we're gonna smile and be happy Pirates fans here today. Let's see if we have any other last minute tidbits here on this Ozuna signing early this morning. Hopefully nobody is feeling too groggy today after the Super Bowl last night. We'll talk about that a little bit later tonight on tonight's live stream. I think we found our leadoff for tonight's live stream with this Ozuna signing. Also, another thing got to bring up is that I think people are going to use this too much here when it comes to bashing an Ozuna signing, his off-the-field issues, incidents with the law and something and things like that. His DUI, the infamous I'm Ozuna from the Braves thing. So don't do that. Keep it strictly to baseball if you're gonna bash this move here. See if there is any other things here. Again, a little shocked that Jeff Passan trade alert we got there. The Reds pivoted to Caleb Durbin of the Milwaukee Brewers instead of going after Isaac Paredes. Wonder if Paredes is still on the table here for the Bucks, or if the market for Paredes just dried up a little bit. I wonder if it does now, honestly, if the asking price for Paredes goes down a tiny bit. Pirates made this signing showing, hey, maybe we can live without adding a bat at third base, and then the Red Sox doing what they did. Maybe that will force the Astros to maybe get 70 cents on the dollar instead of the full dollar here. Looking more again here at some Ozuna stuff, seeing if there's anything new. One more time, if the Pirates here, 1 year, $12 million deal, fans will like to bash the Pirates for just making 1 year deals, but this one is the perfect 1 year deal. And had the Pirates made 1 year deals like this consistently over the past few seasons, I doubt you see fans being so angry and divided on the matter. But if you get Marcell Ozuna from 2024, Ozuna in 24, 302 batting average, 39 home runs, 104 RBIs. Immediately put him in the top 5 of the lineup, and you're golden there if you're the Bucks, if you can get that here. Some more details on this deal from Jeff Passan, a 1-year, $12 million contract, a mutual option for 2027. So this can turn into a 2-year stint in Pittsburgh for Ozuna, should it be a mutual agreement. The deal will pay Ozuna $10.5 million this year with a $16 million option. That has a $1.5 million buyout. John Heyman first with the news per Jeff Passan of ESPN right there. So there's the details on the contract for Ozuna here. See, is there any other things going on here with Ozuna? Hit hard rate percentage, line drive percentage for Ozuna. 24, awesome. 2025 took a dip, so a bit more of a gamble for the Pirates than, what we're used to seeing from Ozuna. But hey, still, outstanding get. See, is there anything else here on this Ozuna signing? OPS for Ozuna over the last 3 seasons. 904 OPS, 924 OPS in 2024, and then 755 took a dip in 2025. A 755 would have made you seem like Barry Bonds in this Pirates lineup last year. So we'll take it, even if it's that, floor for Ozuna. Just cannot have him completely bomb out here. I think this now, with this Ozuna signing, finally pushes the Pirates payroll past 100 million, and doesn't seem like the Pirates are going to shed too much major payroll if they do make a trade, for the rest of this offseason and spring training. Even if you think the top guy being rumored right now in trade rumors for the Pirates is Joey Bart, and he's what, $4.3 million, something like that. Bucks aren't going to get rid of a Mitch Keller, I don't think. They're not going to drop a, Brian Reynolds or anything like that. So we might actually see a Pirates team with a roster, a payroll over $100 million. We had to pull teeth and scratch with our nails to get to that point. But guess better late than never here. 17 of you in here right now. Welcome in to this breaking news live stream covering the Pirates signing Marcell Ozuna, designated hitter from the Atlanta Braves. Ozuna from the Braves. And then also a division rival of the Bucks making a move. The Milwaukee Brewers shipping off third baseman Caleb Durbin to the Boston Red Sox for a 3-player haul, 2 left-handed pitchers, and an infielder, David Hamilton, who's kind of a utility guy, if I remember correctly about him. See here, some other comments coming in here. Thomas again, Marcell should have been Marcell should have a real solid season for y'all. 280 with 25 bombs, 25 doubles is what I see. Welcomed with open arms. Pirates fans might build a statue right next to Willie Stargell outside the stadium if he's able to do that, because we have just been so starved to see any sort of offensive success with this team for so long. It was getting to Pittsburgh Steelers territory. Thomas, Freight Train, you guys here for Steelers. We were last year for Pirates offensively, and the year before that, that was like the Matt Canada era of Pittsburgh Pirates offense. Now, hopefully, add in a few guys, and you're able to improve that offense. Can't be any worse than what it was the last 2 seasons. Low bar to clear here. Got Blair Brownie in here. Welcome, Blair. Yeah, indeed it was, Blair. As much as some fans love Kutch here, it unfortunately felt like it had to be time. We had, gratefully, 3 years with Kutch. Turned a 1-year reunion tour with Kutch into 3, 2 more than any of us would have expected. Played some damn good baseball. Unfortunately, the front office around him, they failed him spectacularly in this promise of, you come back, we're going to be competing for the playoffs here. We got a hot pitching prospect, this guy named Paul Skeens. We just drafted 1 overall. He is going to be up here in a hurry. We got some other guys in the prospect pipeline. I think around that time, Nick Gonzalez was still a prospect. Jack Sawinski, of all people, he hit like 29 bombs the first year McCutchen was back. And yeah, just thankful that it happened. Not, got to be more thankful that it happened instead of sad and disappointed that it comes to an end, especially the way it did. I felt like the Pirates front office, for as well of an offseason they're having, acquiring talent, feels like it takes a bit of a blemish with how they handled the McCutchen situation. Seems like they maybe were a little untruthful to him, or were not promising him any sort of commitment or anything like that. I think even Kutch said in a post recently, would have loved to have gone to Pirates Fest and shake hands and kiss babies one more time, but Bucks didn't do that for him. Maybe he does it here in a few years after some things boil over as an alumnus. We shall see. We got another comment here from Andrew. They get a third baseman, they have a legit shot at the division. I mean, you can even make an argument now, Drew, that they might have one right now. I mean, the Pirates, we went into the offseason. The goal was clear. You need to add probably 3 major league bats, proven bats, not these, top 10 prospects that you bring in a trade and maybe you got to develop them a little bit. No, you needed guys that have been here in the league for at least like 2 or 3 years that can produce and be an everyday guy. And they did that. O'Hearn legitimately is that first multi-year free agent signing for the Bucks in forever. 2016, I think Ivan Nova or Francisco Liriano was the last guy to do that. Or maybe Frankie Liriano. Maybe he was the last multi-year contract. I don't know how it went. Liriano, Nova, those 2 guys, I think those were the last. They were the last multi-year free agent contract signings the Bucks had. And then you added Brandon Lau, all-star last year, probably the best home run hitting second baseman in the sport. And now you add in Ozuna, took a step back last year, but still, even his worst year last year out of his last 3 would have been, cleanup hitter, guy you send up in the 9th inning in a pinch for the Bucks. So they added their 3 big league bats, and you add it to a lineup that I think will bounce back. Brian Reynolds, he's going to need to have a bounce back year, a little bit of a down year for him. O'Neal Cruz started off hot, tailed off at the end of the season. You like to think with all the training he's apparently going through that he's going to be better. Spencer Horwitz, you're hoping he can have a repeat of 2024. I think with this combination of the Pirates bringing in guys and guys, probably going to improve, at least from an offensive standpoint next year. I think that's going to blend really well here. Or at least I'm hoping so. I'm being optimistic here because the Pirates are finally spending the money and adding bats, and they're not, all right, who the hell's this guy? Or hell, this guy hasn't had a good season in like 3 years. Instead, it's okay, hey, this guy just a year ago was a damn near 40 home run hitter. And we just added that to our lineup. Outstanding. So even if they don't get a third baseman at this point, I will live and sleep happy tonight knowing that this was the offseason that the Pittsburgh Pirates had. I would still love for a third baseman to be added, Paredes. Then you can have Jared Triolo bounce all around the infield, be your late inning web gem that you put out there in the 8th or 9th to be a defensive masterpiece. But if this is where Ben Cherington stops, he stepped outside his comfort zone, I think, a little bit this year. Maybe he's starting to feel the flames tickle his ass a little bit on his hot seat. But, I'm not going to be disappointed with this offseason, regardless of the third baseman acquisition. Still hoping that it happens, but if it doesn't, I won't bash it not getting a third baseman as hard as I would have before this signing happened here today. Also, Andrew adds, sign a lefty too. That'd probably be the next order of business for the Pirates, honestly. They have been vocal about wanting to add a left-handed starter to the rotation right now, you're looking at a rotation that is Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller, Bubba Chandler, Braxton Ashcraft, and eventually, somewhere midway through the season, though I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, Jared Jones. Two things. One, that's an all-righty rotation. Rarely do those things fly in Major League Baseball. And also, it is still, even with Skeens as good as he is, you still only got one true veteran of the group. Chandler, Ashcraft, Jones, even to a point, still infants, really still crawling around in their baseball careers here. So adding a lefty and adding some veteranship, I think that is an easy thing to do next for the Pirates. They've been rumored to maybe set up reunions with guys like Jose Quintana or Tyler Anderson. They were in, I'll put it in massive air quotations here, kind of like the Kyle Schwarber. They were rumored in on Framber Valdez, and then just like that, 8 hours of, oh, hey, Valdez could be a Pirate. 8 hours later, he's gone to the Motor City Kitties. But yeah, definitely think a lefty of that ilk, a Quintana and Anderson. I don't have a list of, left-handed free agent pitchers in front of me. I think Zach Littell, who pitched for the Reds and the Rays, he's rumored as well. So maybe that'll be the last thing here that the Pirates do majorly free agency-wise. Add a rotation guy, maybe even add another bullpen piece, though. I think they're pretty well set up there with adding Gregory Soto and Mason Montgomery to that mix this offseason. So we'll see what comes next for the Pirates. It's either going to be a trade for a third baseman or a left-handed starting pitcher to be your fourth or fifth guy. Give a little mix-up from the righties. I think that's, I say that with 95% confidence that one of those two things is going to happen next. Here, Thomas Doughty here. Yeah, that was depressing. Hopefully he don't get the Sammy Sosa treatment from y'all. Took the Cubs 20 years to bring him back home. Talking about Kutch here, Thomas. I mean, Kutch came back, still treated by the fans as a folk hero. Still was like that. I mean, a video just popped up the other day of Kutch's final at-bat at PNC Park last year, and fans were still giving him a standing ovation. And while the fans do that, while they love Kutch, the player, and all he did here, I think we all need to come to an understanding that sometimes you got to mix things up. As much as Kutch is beloved, still, Pirates needed to improve, and they needed to improve massively in the power department, and not sure Kutch had too much power anymore. Definitely not to the degree that Marcell Ozuna has. So love Kutch, hoping that everything gets moved over with the front office, because we do not want to see your star player that took you through the dark ages of the 2000s and early 2010s into the playoffs in the mid 2010s, and then was gone and came back here during this endless rebuild that has taken a toll on all of us. Thankful for all he did, just hoping that his disdain for the franchise that he may have right now, hopefully that does not waver for too long here, or that does not stay here for too long. Freight Train here, definitely would not be mad at a good bat like Paredes at third, but I'm okay rolling with Triola with that glove. Again, yeah, at this point, you've added your third big league bat. You still got Connor Griffin on the way as well. You were to pair up solid, steady glove to help the Rook over there on the left side of the infield. I'd be cool with that. Even if you add Paredes, a guy who can will not be as good with the glove, but will contribute with the bat, I'm cool with that either. Whichever path the Bucks choose, now that they've added Ozuna, I'd be okay with taking here. 12 of you still hanging around in here, about to hit the 50-minute mark on this live stream here tonight, talking about the Marcell Ozuna signing to the Pittsburgh Pirates, a 1-year, $12 million deal. I was wondering what we were going to talk about later tonight on stream, whether we were going to talk about, some things going on in Italy right now, what Penguins players are doing, getting ready for the Olympics. We were probably going to talk about that Isaac Paredes trade rumor, and now this Ozuna signing comes in just like that, and gives us some topics to talk about now and for later on tonight. Here from Jason Mackey. Among qualified hitters since 2023, Marcell Ozuna ranks 8th in expected weighted on base percentage or base average, 385. Not sure what that is, but those ahead of him: Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna Jr., Yordan Alvarez, Corey Seager, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Not sure, all in all, what that metric entails. Weighted on base percentage. I guess it's how frequently Ozuna gets on by his own doing here. But when he's in conversation with MVPs and World Series MVPs, Silver Sluggers of the league since 2023, I'm going to take that addition all day long. All day long. This here is a report from this guy going back to that Boston Red Sox Milwaukee Brewers trade from a little bit ago. Apparently the Red Sox continue, or they are continuing to explore trade options with the Chicago Cubs. So look out here, Thomas. The Red Sox, they hit our division rival, Milwaukee. Now they're going to come after the Cubs next. They've been discussing both Nico Horner and Matt Shaw. Jared Duran has been discussed, but not their outstanding lefty Connolly Early going back to Chicago. So are the Red Sox here on a holy crusade to make sure they make a trade with every single National League Central team? They got Johan Oviedo off of us for Jostinson Garcia. They just made the trade with the Brewers. I have no idea if they made a trade with the Reds this offseason, and now they're going to be making now they're going to be looking into making a deal with the Cubs. They're going to be collecting NL Central trades like Infinity Stones here. See if we have any other things here on this Ozuna signing before we sign off here till later tonight. Got a few more comments from you guys here. Aussie Mandress, welcome, Aussie. Good. Now everyone crying for them to bring back Kutch can shut up. I mean, I would have been all right with them bringing back Kutch if they added an Isaac Paredes. I wonder if they got an inkling from the Astros that the Paredes ask was going to be too high, so they pivoted to giving money to Ozuna. But hey, they could still get Paredes right now with the Red Sox getting a third baseman. I mean, wasn't going to, if they added another bat, a Paredes or some other form of a third baseman, if they brought back Kutch after that, I wouldn't have been upset. But this Ozuna thing definitely does, I think, slam the door shut on McCutchen coming back. Magic here. Welcome, Magic. Just stopping by. Show some love. Drop a like. Just like Magic says, 12 of you still hanging in here right now. Please hit that like button. Would appreciate it greatly. Thomas again here. Isaac was not that good for the Cubbies. Stay away from him. His home away splits were bad. Nico is not going anywhere, but Shaw has worn out his welcome with the fans, it seems like. Wasn't he like a top prospect you guys brought up, Shaw? So, not sure what happened there. It seems like he was taking a Key Brian Hayes type trajectory, but without the back injuries to excuse the poor batting there for Shaw. Nico, yeah, it seems like Nico Horner, he's a guy that's, easily every year pencil in at your second baseman. Isaac, not that good for the Cubbies. Stay away from him. Not that good for you, but would be probably looking like elite for us. So we can get something like that, corner position player. We got one in O'Hearn, but if we can get a corner position right-handed bat with some power, that'd be like Pirates fans getting a unicorn here. 12 of you still in here. Appreciate you guys coming in here early on a Monday morning after the Super Bowl. Was not expecting this. Was expecting, to have something like this last night. Ben Cherington tends to have I don't want to say knack. I don't want to say fetish of doing moves at weird times. But, yeah, here we are. We were expecting something last night potentially, and now here we are on Monday morning Marcell Ozuna, the new designated hitter of your Pittsburgh Pirates, a rare right-handed power bat for the Bucks. They complete probably their massive free agent spending spree this offseason by their standards by getting one of the best power bats left on the market. Of course, here, this from Jason Mackey 38 minutes ago covers the Bucks stupendously for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Obviously, ramifications for Andrew McCutchen, Ozuna at full-time DH. Pirates aren't done, according to Mackey. Still looking to upgrade at third base and add a left-handed starting pitcher, just like we talked about. The Ozuna signing probably takes them out on Paredes. Everything Mackey just said there, we all just mentioned here in some way, shape, or form. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, here, one last thing here. Poor Spotrack. That Red Sox-Brewers trade a little bit bigger than what we thought. The Brewers are acquiring still those three players, two left-handed pitchers, Kyle Harrison and Shane Drohan, and shortstop David Hamilton. The Red Sox, in addition to Caleb Durbin, who will be their new third baseman replacing Alex Bregman, talk about a step down there. They are also getting shortstop Andrew Monasterio, catcher Anthony Siegler, and a compensatory B-round draft pick. So they get a few throw-ins, a few lottery tickets in terms of, guys looking to bounce back in their careers, make the big league club. That's the full trade there between the Red Sox and the Brewers. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to wrap it up for this breaking news edition of the Steel City Sports Report. Marcell Ozuna. It was rumored here off and on throughout the offseason. Ozuna to the Pirates. Pirates, they struck out on their fair share of free agents this offseason. They started big with looking for guys like Kyle Schwarber and Kazuma Okamoto. They then missed out on Eugenio Suarez, but they did add and shop in an aisle, a different aisle than what we've been used to seeing them shop in, getting guys like O'Hearn and now Ozuna as their other big power bat addition added this offseason. So that's going to do it. I'm going to thank you all for joining me. On your way out, if you are new here again, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel. We'll be live for all major breaking news like this surrounding all three Pittsburgh sports teams, the Pirates, the Penguins, and, of course, the Steelers. So, yeah, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you don't miss a thing. Like this live stream, share this live stream in the comments section. Leave a comment after the fact, your thoughts and opinions on this deal, what you would like to see the Pirates do next, stuff like that. Leave that in the comments section afterwards. Go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and tune back in a little bit later on tonight for a live stream, regular, weekday live stream we do covering news about all three teams. That'll be around 5:30, 5:45, somewhere in that time range tonight. And also SCSR 60. I think we know what we're going to lead off talking with that later on tonight. So thank you all. Have a good rest of your Monday. Please come on back here later on tonight. Thank you for joining me. Marcell Ozuna, a Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates looking like they're actually going to have an offense for the 2026 season. Please, God, out of all things going on in Pittsburgh sports, let the Pirates have a Cinderella run here. They added Ozuna, they added O'Hearn, they added Lau. Off to a good start. Now it's time to get out on the field. Spring training starts here soon enough. Pitchers and catchers report, I think, in 2 days. Let's have a ball, ladies and gentlemen, this baseball season. Have a good rest of your Monday. Come on back later this evening, 5:30, for another live stream, and then later on for SCSR 60. Peace.